Okay. Looks like we're live. Let's make sure everything is up to date. Yeah, for a brief second there, even though I swear I updated the category, it flashed as I was doing the clicky with the old category. So I need to double check to make sure that it actually updated properly. No. Because if it hasn't, I need to do that manually. Okay, it did update properly. It was just the system kind of glitching out on me and giving me a false positive. Feels like this week's been one of those weeks where it's been a reoccurring theme of technical issues. But anywho, with that all said and done, hello everyone, Nerui here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. A lot happened last time, which because let's see, we had the apocalypse coming to Garlemald. We had a rather interesting little lopper, just being okay. I get that they're looking.
Who, Puddingway?
Yeah. Because
Don't you go dissing Puddingway. Puddingway is awesome.
I said interesting. There's nothing negative about that. I mean, as it currently stands, I'm a little 92 culinarian. I could probably make them a damn good pudding. What? I'm above the level cap for the current stuff that I'm playing, and I've got the best the best script gear available, so I am statted out. So yeah, I could, as long as I've got the recipe, I could make a pretty darn good pudding for Puddingway to try, so they can get a sample of what the pudding actually is.
You say that, but at the same time, You know what? You know what? No. No. You know what? You'll find out on your own. You find out on your own.
Oh goody. But anywho,
Sisters have mercy. The smell alone. I love that line. And you'll understand that line soon enough when you get to it. That scene is going to be awesome.
Oh boy.
Oh, don't worry, that's for the post content. Yeah, that's for the post-patch content. You're not there quite yet, but you know, you'll enjoy that scene. Are you ready?
As much as I can be. For now, our current to-do list involves, well, Alphanod called in some help to get the materials needed to upgrade the aid and fine-tune the starship, so it's gonna be up to us to do some what we can find to do around here while we wait for all that to come in.
Oh, he's called in some help, alright. Yep, moving.
Okay. It's now the classic of ask around and see what we can do to help without making an too much of a nuisance of ourselves. Oh, and and side jobs appear, which means now I should be able to start to pick up the side quests I need to get the words, the quest-related aether currents. So I'll pick these up while I'm here and knock those out after stream.
Your mic is cutting out like crazy, as usual, mate. Really should probably be more careful with this.
Bloody Discord. That's actually. I mean, that's where a lot of my technical issues have been in the recent week, is because of Discord being a butt.
Potato!
Alright, that's one side quest picked up for later. Pretty sure I saw one of the quests I need, people I need to talk to back here. Yes, I did.
You sure you want to pick up side stuff right now?
I'm only just grabbing any side stuff that has aether currents attached to them.
Are you sure that's a good idea right now?
Not gonna finish it until later. I mean the whole goal, the ideal is to take care of them off stream. So by the time I get to the finale, the final one for this one, I'll be able to unlock the ability to fly in here too.
Yeah, maybe, but really the best idea at the moment. Like,
okay, that's number 2. Let's see if I can find the third one. Bingo!
You know, there were a lot more before the expansion, before Dawn Trail dropped.
Alright.
Probably get on with the main stuff, or otherwise you're gonna get dragged into a roulette.
Well, at the moment, there's only one main that's there's only one side that has an Ethernet, which I picked up, and will sit in my log for the time being. Oh, you're gonna do a lovely one. At least let me switch into a job that I can level with.
A little late for that now. Hey, they come to if we got any watchers, they probably come to this stream to see chaos. Can't be even more chaotic than just randomly getting dropped into a dungeon by it, now can it?
Nope. Yeah. And judging by the viewing cutscene, we might have not necessarily a sprout, but at least a new character.
a few abilities here.
Yep.
I actually came in here one time and there was someone that refused to be patient enough to wait for the entire party to get in this thing.
I can believe it. I've been in a few like that.
Fucker wasn't even the tank. They just could not be patient. Is there anything in this area? I can't remember.
I don't think so. It's just a spot to open the map up.
Right. This is going to hurt. That doesn't look ready. We're getting pretty right. Why is always problems?
Plus, these are ones that are relatively quick and easy to get through, but yeah, it's definitely jarring when you've got the protection of abilities.
Jarring is one way of putting it. Irritating is a better way.
Oh dear. Yeah, right there, it's looking like you're having some connection issues. In-game, at least. Well, this could present a problem.
Motherfucker! talking? Is it back online now?
Yeah, I can, I can hear you now. So,
Ah, the screaming is. It needs a card again, apparently.
Ooh. Oh boy. Can't even do my full melee combo at this level.
Like, who called friggin' enemies?
That would be the Arcanist.
Which one's the Arcanist again?
That would be Moonshine.
Yeah. The DPS is flat then. Okay, good to know. Is it a bit more surly now? Oh, absolutely, you bet this. Pissed off and isn't I get cut by that. Apparently its internet cards have been knocked loose again. Now it needs to go back in the fucking case and make sure the damn thing's secured. Couldn't even access the damn device, man. brought out the old PC, that would make so much more sense to explain a lot. Because that means the damn thing is liquid damage. Don't explain why the internet fails so often. Yeah, the old PC, like the water cooling and the old casing for its PC ended up splitting open. Ruined the hard drive, ruined basically everything. Needed an entire new set of internals, except maybe fans. Most of the stuff in there was right. Like, hard drive, absolutely. Like, hard drive was totally fried. Like, actually kept overheating when it was trying to run things. Because the tech guy, cheap bastard that he was, tried to put it back in. I was like, oh yeah, it should be. Hey asshole, you didn't even check that it's usable. It did insist that it wanted all its old files, but like, dude, you didn't even check that the damn hard drive was even functional before you stuck it back in the PC. Yeah, sure it was a rush job, but at the very least you could have made sure the hard drive was functional first. Ass. We're gonna lost so much stuff because of him. I'll play stuff good again.
I can't blame you.
He generally does good work, but Emma's annoying when that happens. Ah, it took me long enough.
Alright, first things first, I'm gonna quickly switch to a job that I can I can still level, cause not gonna get caught off guard like that again. Okay, so looks like now we're giving the Loprits a tour of Labyrinthos. Not sure how effective a tour guide I can be, considering... Yeah... I'm probably not the most eloquent when it comes to these kinds of things, at least... Especially not spur-of-the-moment kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, it seems like the Loprits are doing a pretty decent job of figuring things out on their own.
So, this is a long ass cutscene, isn't it?
Not super long. I'd like to think I'm close to the end of it. Because part of it was just one of those things where they have you with the telescope trying to point things out. Okay, there we go. And away!
What? Unfilled you? Really? Alrighty. What, you little... Where you going, Nay? Made your destination, have you?
Mm-hmm. There we go. I gotta keep an eye on the loprits so they don't get eaten on the way to see where the water is obtained from. So, yeah, since I can't fly, I have to take a long way around. Okay, Ariane. Okay, heading up the elevator then.
Up the elevator, you say?
Yep. Okay.
Where to?
Next up, we are heading to let's see, Mariel Agronomics, the spot we went to the first time we came here. Because now that the loppers learned about where we're getting our water, they want to know about where we're gonna get the food.
Where is it you're heading to again? Oh, wait, no.
The Mariel Agronomics. I've been looking forward to unlocking flying in here, but again, I say that about pretty much every spot I end up going to.
Yes, you do, actually. Very much so.
Yeah, it's a very convenient means of travel.
It is.
Alright, let's see if we can get Cooking Way permission to have some samples of some of the crops. Alright, permission obtained. Let's see what cooking away thinks of things that aren't carrots.
Problem, they're an inferior food group. Oh, very interesting. Don't remember. So, you're, just gonna be searching around the area now, right?
Yep, at the moment. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure that that we're going to be doing just some things with the Loporits until everything comes in for us to go head up to the final area and get the ship ready.
Oh, you'd think that, but not quite. Anyway, see when you're done.
Roger.
Is it up this way or is it the other way? Oh, that's okay. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely gotta agree with that person there. You don't eat pumpkins raw. And Aloprit's just had his first lemon.
Dude. you dirty...
Alright, now that all that back and forth's done, let's get back with the others.
Woo! That was close.
Alright, back to the hamlet.
Yes! That's more like it today. Phew, that was close.
Yeah, close fight.
Close gathering mission.
Ah.
Getting gold on some of these when you're not got off gear, when you've only got the minimum requirement for meeting these missions is kinda hard. Yeah, well, at least it's not a red alert. And then again, red alert's all hands on deck, so...
I took a wrong turn. Naturally.
Hmm. Huh? How does... Oh, right. Hey, there's a mech op starting.
Mech? There's mechs up there?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I explain where some of those mounts I've seen crop up in the PvP roulettes have come from. Alright, now to find some troubled souls who could use a helpful ear from a little moon rabbit.
Moon rabbit, you say?
Yep. I mean that's what the Loprids are basically. Suki no Usagis.
Huh? Sell a flamethrower. What does this do? There's... Cool.
finding more than a few folks who could stand to speak to the Loporits. And at least one that is... yeah, they're in too much of a temper to send them there. Ah, found another one.
Ooh!
Definitely a lot of folks here I can talk to, and not everyone needs assistance, so I'll find all I need sooner or later.
On. On. Just one more. Yes! Phew.
Alright, just need to find 2 more that can actually go and speak with the Loporits. Then, good to go. potential number 7 here. Negative. This is a pretty big area for me to search to find all these people.
You have no idea.
Oh, there's one hiding in the corner.
Oh! Damn it.
Alright, just need to find one more. Fully zoomed out so I can get the best view of the best lay of the land. Hopefully that'll help me spot them. Just need to find one more person that I can send to speak with the Loperates.
Huh? Ah!
Everything going okay over there? Ah, please let this be number 8. Ah, finally found the last of them. Alright, on Jake, got a whole crowd coming your way.
Oh! Ugh.
Phew! Oh, finally some rest. Why, I haven't spoken so much in, well, in forever.
Lively, isn't it? The town is abuzz. Everyone eager to meet with our friends from the moon.
Twould behoove you to consult with Sleeping Way. As our moon's pilot, his advice should be most pertinent.
I'm impressed. Truth be told, I struggle to tell one from another. No offense intended, of course.
None taken. After you and your friends left Mare Elementorum, we spent no small amount of time with your Urianger. Oh, the conversations we had. He told us all about Atheris, answered our every question, no matter how trifling or trivial. Look! Every page filled to the margins with knowledge. When I first arrived, I was struck by how little I knew. It was daunting. But then I realized that, were it not for Urianger and his teachings, we'd still be stuck on the moon, gazing at your world and wondering what we've been missing.
What would they think if they could see Urianger now? I dare say they'd be more than a bit surprised. And impressed, no doubt. Master Louisoix, Minfilia, Papalimo, and not to forget...
Oh there. Heard there was a visiting expert who we might bother with a few questions. I take it you'd be the one.
Yes, I am.
Wilson and Blovida, Charlian's foremost researchers in the field of teleportation magic, and Moonbreeder's parents.
Ooh. This might get awkward.
What's going on now?
Moonbreeder's parents have arrived.
Oh, it's the scene.
Oh.
It hath been some time. Tis good to see you in good health.
Likewise, old friend. Blovida and I were most honored to answer the call. Never expected this reunion, though, did we, dear?
Alfei, the nerve. Sending that letter, then running off to the gods know where.
Oh. Okay, this is potentially good.
Do you have any idea how worried we were?
I'm sorry. 'Twas remiss of me not to deliver the news in person. No, more than that. 'Twas I who...
Our daughter was disillusioned after Master Louisoix left her behind. The day the Scions called upon her was the happiest I'd seen her in years. She made her every choice of her own free will. No one could have ever forced her to do otherwise. Don't blame yourself for her death. Celebrate her life. You know that's what she'd want.
If there is one thing we resent you for, it was that we could not be there to mourn her with you. Reading the words you penned in that shaky hand, we must have cried as much for you as we did for her.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I truly, truly am.
Gosh dang it, you guys, you got me crying now.
I knew not what to say. Knew not how to express my feelings. The poems and platitudes of wiser men, musings on sadness and loss, studied and memorized, and meaningless in the moment.
Silly boy. We are all powerless before such grief. Even now, try as I might, the words escape me. But in our hearts, we know, we always know.
Let's
I
get
remember when
drilling!
you were young, how the lads teased you for choosing the company of books over others. Our moon didn't take kindly to that. Be nice to Urianger, she'd shout, and give them a walloping. No matter how many times we scolded her.
So we offered a suggestion. Rather than starting fights, why don't you be the bridge between Urianger and the others? She had to mull it over for a while, arms crossed, brow furrowed in intense thought. But from that day on, she never let you be alone. She'd drag you outside to play, pepper you with endless questions, read the same books you read, all to try and understand you that much better. I'm sure it was annoying and exhausting at the time, but she only ever had the best of intentions.
And look at you now, at the center of the crowd. The reason there even is a crowd, having brought these people together. You've no idea how proud we are.
To see the boy, our daughter, trusted and believed in more than anyone, grow into the man she always knew he could be. I can see her in you too. Feel her. She walks with you wheresoever you go. So thank you, Urianger, for being who you are.
I think I can feel her too. The truth of her life. Not sorrow, but hope and love.
leader.
This one's professional
She was
opinion.
important to
That
him,
is a
wasn't she?
stupid hat!
You could ask the man himself.
Oh, no. But watching this exchange reminds me how much I've yet to learn about your world. And its people.
You can live here your entire life and hardly learn a thing. And that's why it's too soon for this to end.
Okay, I was definitely not expecting a scene like that to just go and just get me weepy.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah, baby! Sorry, Nay. Don't want to ruin the moment, but got something very nice.
I figured as much.
Yeah, sure, why not? Cosmo Soup. Come on, Cosmo Soup. Cosmo Lamp! Damn it! Ooh.
Oop, another side quest within Ethernet current has popped up, so I'll just pick that up real quick and then go see what Alice needs. Oh,
Down it!
two. There they are. Since it's here, I might as well turn this in since it's right here. Alright. Oh,
So you said you were ready, right?
Yeah, more or less. I'm finished with the one one quest, and now I'm heading off to try and find Alice. I just got turned around. I was going in the completely wrong direction. Once again, my sense of direction seems to come back to bite me.
Still in Labyrinthos, then.
Yep. Yep. Had the cutscene with Urianger and Monbrita's parents. Had it literally make me start crying because, gosh dang it, And now I'm off to try and find and help Alice. Ah, found her. Alright, 3 minutes to carry a crate of goods. Oh, and we got a new follow. Neil Spur. Welcome. enjoy the words. Help you enjoy your time with the stream.
English is your favorite country, ain't I? Well, you don't know the old joke Shaz used to make? Or maybe still makes? I don't know. I haven't been watching his streams for a while. I'm kind of a dick. Well, at least in regards to streams.
Yeah, I'm glad you do, Niels Fair. Yeah, at the very least, it's why I try and bring there. Just a nice, cozy time. Just sharing experiences with friends and whatnot.
Uh-oh. Didn't mean to unlock that. Oh well. Maybe later.
And this is actually my first time playing Endwalker. Long story short, I got a bit burned out of the game halfway through Shadowbringers, but I decided to come back around the time Dawn Trail started, so I got a lot of catching up to do, so I figured, you know what, if I'm going to be doing it anyway, I might as well go through the experience of Endwalker on stream, so... Granted, that does mean I can't just chug all the way through it, but it also means I can just take my time to enjoy it, and also use this to kind of chronicle the experience for posterity's sake.
Yeah, well, you're a chronic pain in the butt, eh? Not really. Where do you think you're going?
Yeah, to the next stage over age over here in Aporia.
You're done with this quest, are you?
Getting close. At least I
Good
think.
to know.
I think so, because we're currently on Hither and Yarns. And yeah, Niels Fair. I could see how the button bloat can be a bit daunting, especially since I play on controller. So the space I have available to make use of is fairly limited.
Oh yeah, the buttons can get pretty crazy at times.
Yeah. Some of them I'm still tweaking with and trying to more optimize things. Tanks, for instance, those are the ones that I'm still trying to find the best way to optimize them, because trying to have like the defensive cooldowns for raiding quick access when I need them. Yeah. I will say though, as far as controllers go, I gotta get Final Fantasy XIV credit. They do a really good job of making an MMO legitimately playable on controller. Because, yeah, I think you'd be able to pull off something like World of Warcraft on controller with how they've got theirs all set up. Okay, now I need to deliver some documents. Oh, definitely not up top here. Ah! That must be the representative.
Speaking of space buns now, check your DMs, Rick. I think you'll like this one. Maybe it'll inspire you to play another game on stream. Or at least another franchise.
Maybe. I mean, there is a game in that franchise that is set to come out soon if, well, one...
You should play the first couple first if you're gonna do that. You can't play 4 until you play the first 3.
I have
or
played
at least until you played 1.
I have played the first 3 to completion.
Have you played the first 3 on stream to completion?
No, I do not have the systems that I play them on anymore, because, you know, the course of time.
True, but you should never throw out a system like that.
Regrettably,
Besides,
I had no
came
choice
out
at the
in a remastered
time.
capacity. Yeah, one of those situations.
Yeah.
Just fair.
Yeah. If I could have held on to them, oh, I most certainly would have, but... yeah. Which was a right pain when I had to, but that's in the past now.
Yes. Understandable.
Although it does mean that maybe I can go and get to the remaster of one of the games there, because I was never able to finish that one game because of aforementioned issues where I had to part with the original system, which is frustrating because I got pretty far in the game too, but I think the thing was like I want to say like the 6th dungeon.
Yeah. That's about right, honestly.
more info on the Father Livelier. I just have still a hard time getting the proper pronunciation to Alfina on Alice's last name. So what do you need now, Graha?
To, crush on the Warrior of Light some more?
So it looks like what he needs is we need to go to the local forge and fix it up so that it's going to be burning a lot hotter for what's going to be coming. It looks like we are slowly making our way in a circuit around this lower area. Yeah, because still the goal is hopefully to by the time we finish this stream tonight, get to the final area.
Yeah, but have you gotten through the quest yet? If you picked the next quest, you know what time it is.
I mean, I'm around the next quest once forged.
You are on the next quest?
Yep.
You didn't say. Don't worry, it's just being a gremlin. Being a gremlin is so fun sometimes. What the hell did you do? Unless you forget, Nate, we have a trial. Is it you that's failing to ready up?
Nope.
Because if it was, you were going to get bashed over the head with the flat of this sword. Okay, bash over the head with the flat of the sword, then run for the chest with the tip of it. All the way up to the hilt.
Ooh. Mug.
Ugh. disgusting. Die! Moogle bastard! Yeah. Like Moogles. Lovely. This theme is so annoying.
I personally like it.
It's very repetitive.
I mean, it's hard to, for me at least to not like it, because since it's got it feels like the music here has the same DNA in it as This Is Halloween.
Yeah, this is Halloween is Good King Mogglebog sounds stupid. Name just sounds dumb.
To an extent, you could kind of argue that about a lot of Moogle naming conventions.
Now, when we're done with this, we're going from Savage with you as the healer and no Pentamel here. When we're doing with this trial in particular, but you know, in general, you're done with Endwalker, you're going to the Endwalker standard range.
Ooh. And you actually learned Rainbow Drip. Okay, so now it's time to go and check in with that. Check in again with that Smith. Not so much 5 minutes.
Indeed. But yeah, sorry, Nay. Its BS tolerance is a bit low right now.
And considering how the stream started with technical difficulties, I can't blame you on that one.
Yeah, it also doesn't help that its mother died a few days ago. She's not pleased with her. Directly lied to moons. Quite displeasing.
Whew! That could have gone worse. The MSQ that gives us the Ethernet current.
It usually does.
I mean, that's the one that just popped up. Okay, looks like we now gotta go back to the hamlet and wait. Because we've done all the busy work we can do around here, so all we have to do now is just wait for the adamantite to arrive. Alright, time to wait. Long cast time for us to hurry up and wait.
All set, I take it?
We finished what we could. Delivered supplies, tracked down escaped animals. Trivial tasks as they may be.
That's enough, don't you think? If there was anything more important still undone, that would be a problem in itself.
The vessel is essentially ready for departure. All that remains is to load the final batch of supplies and see everyone on board. Once we've readied the ether burner, that is.
Ah, had a feeling we might find you all here.
Our consultations with the Loperites, too, have run their course. Pleased I am to say that our researchers' concerns have, for the most part, been allayed, though some insist on making adjustments to the very end. For their part, Livingway and her peers have graciously offered to stay and keep the people company, lest any lingering queries go unanswered.
All that remains is to wait for the refined adamantite.
Alphino, are you there? It's me, Kryl. Your special delivery has arrived. Round up everyone and come to the harbor at once.
Speak of the devil. Let us go at once.
Alright. Looks like the adamantite's arrived.
Forgive the intrusion, Master Fortuner. I bring urgent news. A great commotion has broken out in Scholar's Harbor. Your presence is requested, with all speed.
Now, where might might this delivery be? Oh.
I'm sure it's very important, but we cannot accept these without the proper permits.
By the 12! Surely, these can't all be...
Bleeding hellfire! They're bringing them by sea and by air. All these folks in these crates.
And more on the way. Got your adamantite right here. A bigger haul than any of these sorry bastards brought, and that's no lie.
They delivered, and handily.
Yes, because you were charged with seeing the shipments from Gridania and Uldar here, along with your own. Give credit where credit is due.
Sounds like the sorry whinging of a sore loser. An hypocrite to boot. Ain't no way a scrawny whelp like you took a dozen steps inside a Dalaman shard.
I'll have you know I went all the way to the entrance. Furthermore, 'twas my contacts that enabled us to enlist the cooperation of the Sky Pirates.
Left you outside so you wouldn't get anyone killed, did they? Well then, credit where credit's due, you did a right fine job sitting on your ass.
Take that back.
Make me.
I will not stoop to your level.
My, what a grand welcome party.
Hancock and Saraban.
We come bearing relics both sacred and Allagan, as well as a few other gifts that may be of help, to be presented with best wishes from the Eastern Alliance.
I myself have come with a sacred relic of Rayson Temple. 'Twas passing fortunate that Senri's dango craving brought us to Kugane. We arrived precisely as Hancock was making his arrangements. Upon learning of your need, we made haste back to Hell's Lid, with our dango, never fear, and consulted with the other auspices. All consented to the lending of Tenzin's legendary Phoenix Blade for this noble cause. Suzaku and Seiryu were nevertheless worried that it might be lost in transit, however, and insisted upon accompanying me to Onakoru, where I had intended to entrust it to our Confederate allies. I thought instead to give it over to Hancock when we chanced to cross paths yet again. But alas, Seiryu remained ill at ease, and ordered me see the blade into your hands personally, or die trying.
We did, of course, need quite the impressive vessel to get it all here in time. Fortunately, our majestic associates have been more than helpful. 'Tis an honor to join the Warrior of Light on another adventure, they tell me.
That is all wonderful to hear, but what of the extraordinary cost? I shudder to think of the ransom we must pay for such a bounty.
Fret not for your coin purse, young Alphino. Lord Lolorito looks ever towards the profits of the future, and thus the East Aldenard Trading Company went to some lengths to reduce the financial liability. And since the Scions funded the entire venture, not a gill need be rendered up in compensation. Everything is already yours.
We funded the venture? When?
Don't let the name fool you. This coin keeper knows a thing or two about spending.
Tataru, of course.
When it comes to capital investiture, a sprinkling of gil here and there will not do. You need enough savings to make waves when it really counts, which is why frugality is paramount.
I wouldn't say I underestimated her, but it makes absolute sense that it's thanks to Tataru that everything's already bought and paid for.
Oh, you are underestimating her.
Really?
Oh yeah, you haven't seen Tataru's latest questline. She actually has her own questline in Endwalker.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's a New Game Plus, actually.
We also had the benefit of a generous patron. Generous being rather an understatement.
It's a side story, but it's called Tataru's Grand Endeavor. You'll unlock it after the main quest.
Much to look forward to.
Has supported us from the shadows since the very founding of the Scions. We even had coffers to fill.
Mother!
Amelians.
I remain, of course, an entirely neutral party. I simply thought our family's coffers were needlessly full.
Oh, I am liking Amelia more and more each time I get to see her.
We can hardly take them with us on your teeny tiny toy boat, now can we? And would be ashamed to leave all that hard-earned wealth unspent. Waste not.
It loves that reference. God!
However did you manage so much in so short a time, though? We expected word to reach only a fraction of our allies.
Did I not tell you I have my ways?
Erenville, you were involved too.
I received a letter from Cryo after we parted ways in Labyrinthos. She explained what the Scions were trying to accomplish, and why you might soon require the services of the Gleamers, spread across the world as we are.
Hope you like Erenville, nay.
I pray you do not interpret this as a betrayal of Charlie. I accept that the Forum's aim in pushing us to our limits was to preserve what knowledge we have, and I bear you no ill will for it. Yet, in collecting that knowledge, what I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know. That is why I chose to help the Scions, to combat the obliteration of those countless, undiscovered wonders. I held no illusions that they would be less demanding taskmasters. Though, rest assured, if I had, I would have been sorely disappointed. To make a long story short, the whole of the guild ship cooperated to ensure your call was heard far and wide.
What's this about a ship that can fly to the moon?
Of course, Sid.
And why didn't you mention it sooner? The one time you don't beg my aid, your problem's a bloody ship that can fly to the moon.
Sid, you brought the team.
Of course. Garland Ironworks' finest. You need only point us towards my new favorite ship. Oh, I nearly forgot. We stopped by Whirlint before coming here and picked up a package from Gaius. He's still of the mind that actions make for better penance than words, contrite or otherwise, so we offer none of the latter. What he sent is an Allegan relic Valens used in his weapons experiments. Has a fair bit of refined adamantite in it too.
Also, it's good to see Alpha in with the crew from the Ironworks.
As you like us not suspect, we've also brought adamantite for Mordona's Dalamud Shard. I admit to some consternation upon first receiving Kryl's message. So few Scions remain at the Rising Stones now. Far too few for such an expedition. However, the Gleaners were able to secure us reinforcements. Idleshire's treasure hunters, not least among them. I know. How the Gobbyflop thought. Slowfix's gratitude for the safe return of his daughter has not waned, and he gathered his kin to our side with an astounding quickness. The clash between their machina and the Allegan defences was a sight to behold. I wager even you would have been impressed by the magnitude of the Gobby booms.
Fascinating as all this is, I fail to see how it explains your presence here. Does Razat Khan not have more pressing concerns?
Yeah, you're actually getting special dialogue because you've done all these raids.
We do. Yet
yeah, if you actually hadn't done the
final
raid
days
series
would
and
be
Alliance
the
raid
most
raid series, you wouldn't be
expedient
getting the special dialogue.
That, and I am indebted
This is
to you.
specifically this dialogue for these that acknowledges these quest lines is specifically because you completed these specific quest lines in previous expansions.
Though they chose to take their leave of Thavnair, those you saved in Galimund remain my people. My gratitude is beyond words.
Yeah, I especially like how last time we had that one little bit of special dialogue relating to the Bahamut raids, having a little bit of a PTSD flashback to the fight with the ghost of the White Raven.
Yep.
It is appropriate that I aid you in kind. If in the doing we bring salvation to others of this star, so much the better. You will recall that I spoke of my father, Midgard Summer, and his journey across the great expanse. As he traveled betwixt the stars, his resplendent scales drank of the ether in those nigh empty surrounds, and imparted to him the strength to persevere. Thinking they might further your cause, I called out to my kin for consent. Ashdai's answer was silence, as ever. Tiamat and Chrisvelgre, however, responded favorably to the suggestion. My sire, too, stirred from his slumber long enough to speak and say, "Very well." Thus have I brought you his own worm scales. Fit them to your purpose, and seek a worthier fate for us all.
You'd be hard-pressed to find someone else so familiar with the unique properties of dragon scales. So I invited myself along.
Bugger me, this is so unbelievable. I've gone right back round to believing it again. Forget a 6% gain in efficiency. With all these goodies, we could get 7, no, 10, no, 14 bleeding percent. Think of how far we could go. What we could do with that much power. What we could blow up!
Oh, now that is a Lalafell after my own heart.
If Kokol is duly convinced, then it must be true. In which case, the Scion's end of the bargain has been fulfilled. Would you not agree?
Yes, Father?
I know not what you seek of Hydaelyn, nor for what purpose you would take command of our ship. Yet this much is certain. To do so will be to dictate the fate of this star and the lives upon it. The lives of each and every creature, in their magnitude and their fragility. Do you understand? And are you prepared?
We have seen and we have felt how much each life shapes this world. And so we are determined to abandon none. We understand what is at stake, and we are prepared to bear this burden.
Then I will bear it with you. I beg you, share your struggles with me, as family. You grasped my fingers with such tiny hands the day you were born. I thought my heart might burst. 'Twas love and happiness beyond expression. Overwhelming, and a conviction so powerful that I trembled with something close to rage. I had heard the final days foretold. I swore to myself then and there that I would not let them steal your futures. The great exodus would succeed, must succeed. No sacrifice or sin was worse than the alternative. If anything gave me pause, 'twas mine own father. The Archon Louisoix openly decried Charlian's policies, a perspective which I regarded with increasing disdain as I grew older. Yet even as part of me thought him a fool, perhaps I also hoped that he, of all people, would devise a brilliant means to save my children. A naive hope, but stubborn enough that I could never bring myself to keep you apart. No, that was his doing, when he perished at Cartano. As we pulled that twisted slab of Dalamud from the sea, I remembered the warmth of your newborn touch. Chastened, I vowed never again to suffer any interference in my mission to protect you. No matter that you yourselves wished otherwise. Detest me, fight me tooth and nail, I would suffer it, and more, and be satisfied so long as I could force you onto the ship. I was wrong. You two have grown so much stronger and so much wiser than I dared dream. You have earned the right to walk your own path, and already begun to do so.
Good. Because there are things we care about, and people we love, and none of them is replaceable. Not a one.
It cannot have been an easy journey for you to have come so far.
We shall be glad to acquaint you with the finer details someday, once this danger has passed. All that we have seen and heard, that we have felt and learned in our travels. Ours is not a kind world, but it is beautiful. Always.
Oh no. Are you quite sure that's wise? After all, someone turns pale and flees the room when he sees so much as an envelope containing word of your adventures. Whatever will happen if he learns what you were really up to?
Millions.
Though I have wronged my children most gravely, I owe you an apology as well. I assume that it was the Scion's influence that made them so keen to charge headlong into danger. Yours, in particular. I see now that said influence instead brought them together with the many fine people gathered here today. In which case, I hope you continue to guide them.
Finally to see things finally getting through that thick head of his.
If we've finished loitering about the harbour, might I suggest we put our plans into motion? People
What you're
are
seeing is
beginning to
reasoning
look
now.
confused.
It's not really being thick-headed. He's just concerned about his kids.
Hmm. Yeah. But...
Yes, in his own way.
yeah, at the same time, the road to hell and good intentions and all that.
Perhaps you can spare a few words ere they resume the tedious lugging of cargo. You have no small number of friends and admirers here after all.
So what do you want to say, eh?
We're doing this together.
Your assistance is appreciated. Now, in an orderly fashion, if you please.
Fucking old Charlie, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shut.
Yep. I should be porting back to Aporia before long. Let's just need to finish talking to Alpinol here. Alright. Porting back to Aporia. And looks like there's Fortunal. given that last long cutscene, you want to queue up for another roulette before we get too much deeper into it. Let's see what. I'll go full on black mage for this one.
Or what disappeared to?
Back in Poria over. This is another job I might need to try and read and mess with the with my control layout, especially now that we're in the have the changes to Black Mage in 7.2.
When did that come out?
I mean, that was the most recent big patch. How they changed Black Mage to how now there's the Astral Fire doesn't wear off, and they've reduced a lot of the cast time. Basically making it a lot more forgiving as for things that require high movement. Granted, I have seen a lot of Discord going around there about a lot of people who are more long-time Black Mage mains who don't like the changes as much, but for me at least, I had a hard time getting into Black Mage because for one, any kind of movement, and I felt like I was very heavily punished for trying to focus on mechanics over DPS. For me, I'm okay with the changes for the most part. But we'll see how things continue to evolve as we get to go from patch to patch. Also, on top of that, I'm also curious to as to when we getting the announced Beastmaster being released as the second limited job, and what kind of things are going to come along with that. I mean, heck, considering it's a limited job, I'd imagine that when Beastmaster hits, it's probably going to be limited to level 90, so in theory, at the same time, they may also raise Blue Mage up to level 90. Which could mean some potential new spell options to pick up as Blue Mage. At the same time, with Blue Mage being a limited job, there is still a bit of relatively limited things you can do with it. Because, for example, I remember trying my hand at Blue Mage back at 11, and it was a very interesting deployment of Blue Mage back in Final Fantasy 11. You still had a lot of what you have right now, where you learn the different skills from the monsters. You can only equip so many, but if memory serves correctly, because it has been a long time since I played 11, and I didn't get that far into Blue Mage. Basically, not only did equipping certain spells give you access to those spells, but they also adjusted your stats a bit. So, what monster spells you equipped also affected your build, and gave and adjusted what your role was in the party based on what you equipped. Though I'd imagine for the devs trying to get something of that level and keeping that flexibility in for Blue Mage and making it a fully fledged job, that would be a bit of an ask. Because let me bring up my Blue Magic spell book. Got over 124 spells. Got 124 spells currently. So that is a lot of spells to potentially rebalance or repurpose to have them work in such a way.
Nothing. Just, long story.
Yeah, come think of it, one of these days I need to see to having another sit and trying to get my hands on some of the missing spells I need for Blue Mage. Might need to see if I can find a Blue Mage party to go and get them. Some of them require things that are at level for the current Blue Mage level cap, and might be a little bit difficult for me to solo. Ooh, lucky!
This one.
Would you prefer the Praetorium?
Nope, fuck Astor and Meridianum. That way we don't have to protocol La Habrea again.
Yeah, fair.
Such devastation! This was not my intent! Blah blah blah. At least for Castro, we don't have to put up with Mr. Talkie Pants over here.
Fair. Though, it's still... It's the middle ground.
Yeah, but... At least there's some of the shortcuts. Sure, Ultimate Weapon is one of the fastest in terms of gameplay, but it's a long-ass cutscene. At least Castro kinda get faster. Or at least it feels faster, but you know, taking out the action is fun. And the Praetorium does give the highest amount of kills. And XP for that matter. Gaius, Mr. Bucky Pants, really? By the way, Nick. Never mind.
But the Ultima weapon is all-powerful! Why does my enemy still stand? Can her strength truly be so great?
And while we're getting a little bit more scene chewing, I need to unplug my big speaker because my mouse just died on me, which means I'm not gonna be able to close the stream when it's time to close since with a dead mouse, and that's the main speakers. The hot mic speaker is the only one I can really unplug with. There's an open slot still.
The crystal she bears.
So yeah, I need to plug that in so I can charge a little.
Empowers her. Beyond mortal limits. If
If you are to prevail, the hammer of darkness must needs be brought to bear upon the shield of light. And so it shall.
Go.
For the
Yeah,
ultimate
just let that
weapon
charge
is
for a
host
bit.
to a power of which you are as yet ignorant.
Speak plainly, Ascian.
The heart of Sabik. It is the weapon's core, an enigma whose surface even the
I'm
vaunted
not sure we'll ever
scholars of
get a
ancient
castable
failed
version of
to
Ultima
scratch.
for us as players ever in this game.
The magic within
What now?
has lain dormant for
The Ultima spell.
Oh yeah.
Of what magic do you speak?
I mean, definitely one of my favorite things about running a Black Mage in some of the more classic Final Fantasy games, getting some of the strongest Black Mage spells and using them to nuke everything we come up against. One of which being Ultima.
No other reason but to quicken the core. For the true power of the Ultima weapon lies within its now beating heart.
La Brea, what have you done?
I'm pretty sure I mentioned it before, but I would like at some point maybe like to try and weave in a little bit more Final Fantasy into streams aside from 14.
Damn you,
No, it's kind of zoned out here.
The hour is at
trying to get its attention by
hand.
speaking.
Behold, but a
It's
sliver
kind of
of
lost,
my God's
lost the plot
power.
and spent the conversation. This cutscene is so old hat that it's kind of just tuning everything, all sound out except the
Seven hells, to the very pinnacle of the heavens, the world shall tremble. Unleash Ultima!
Yeah, I doubt a player Ultima can reach that level of devastation. It's fun to imagine what a player cast Ultima would look like.
Such devastation! This was not my intention!
Oh, Heidelin. It seems the task of keeping your champion alive has exhausted what strength you had left. Van Belzar, your enemy's shield is broken. The rest I leave to you.
We will speak
Okay,
later.
now would you kindly piss off La Brea so we can get back to the fight?
But first, I must deal with you. The question of who is mightier remains. Come, adventurer. Let us find the answer together.
not getting a whole lot of fire starter procs this time around. Oh dear. Sound issues.
Oh no.
Going to mute the player here for the game real quick because having some sound issues crop up. So yeah, just gonna mute things for the time being, and then just wait until the fight's done and see if that clears things up. Uh-oh. Move. Okay, let's unmute. Okay, sound thing seems to have fixed itself. Might need to see if the capture thing needs to be updated after stream, of course.
How long have we been going?
Technically speaking, for my usual times, got at least got upwards of an hour left. But
we should probably call it. Hey, we can go in like 3. That's a decent amount of time. And since you're having sound issues, calling it here might be for the best, actually.
Yeah, that is fair. Sound issues kicking in towards the end of that last fight. Plus,
yeah,
you know,
that
mouse dying, needing to recharge. So.
Yeah, it's probably best to call it here, considering you're having technical issues. We have gotten a decent chunk in. But
yeah. Considering that this current quest, Bonds of Adamantite, is the one that's going to give me the Aether current from the MSQ, that probably means that after this, we're probably going to we got all the prep work done. So the next bit. So from
actually,
go ahead.
The next quest is a dungeon.
So basically, the next quest will be getting to the level 89 quest. So yeah, sounds like that'll be a good way to start off the next one then, because basically at the very least the minimum goal for this stream was to get all the busy work done, get all the prep work done, and get ourselves more or less ready to launch to the stars.
Not quite. You still have a dungeon left before you can do that, and a trial.
Ah.
And well, you'll see. It's not gonna spoil anything, but the thing is, it's definitely best to leave it for next stream because they're pretty big stuff. are pretty heavy in terms of story stuff, and if you're having like tech issues, best not to risk it.
Yeah, that's fair. So I suppose that means that it's time to wrap things up for now. So the next time we come back to Final Fantasy 14, we'll be knocking. We've got most of the busy work done. All the adamantite is here now and in spades. We got all our allies rallied. So now it's just time to chart our course. And in the meantime, I can still take care of some stuff off stream, like get the remaining of the Aether currents. So once I turn in this one, I'll be able to immediately start flying.
Yeah, you gotta do that. You'll have to do that alone. I'm afraid. Normally it would help, and normally it would also go through a couple more roulettes. But mine's this Thursday, so gotta make sure I'm actually awake.
No worries, no worries.
Gotten into a new sketch tier rotation for an artist that follows, because like the tier rotates every 6 months, and you gotta be like in the actual Discord PC on the days the days he streams. So,
yep, that's fair.
To actually improve sketches with quick turnaround. So yeah, if everything goes well, the first stream should be on Thursday.
Yeah. Technically speaking, I'm also kind of half thinking about if I'm feeling up to it tomorrow to do a little bonus stream to scratch a certain itch and try and see if I can find a workaround to what we believe to be the issue that cropped up the last time we tried streaming it. Because
what was that now?
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Last time we tried streaming it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, basically we ended up having to end the stream because something happened where it caused Discord to crash. So
Vampire the Masquerade does not like Discord. Like, if you have to shoot this messages, do it on like an iPad or another device.
Yeah, the thing is though, I currently use Discord because I use that reactive thing for my avatar. So I need to be.
Yeah. It's not that. It doesn't like it. It doesn't like you tabbing out at all. Good attack you can use is fine, but it does not. The game, as Vampire the Masquerade is from 2005 or 2004, it does not. It really doesn't like. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines being from 2004 really does not like the Discord overlay.
Yeah.
If you have like the activity overlay or the overlay turned on, it really.
Oh no! I keep that off. But yeah, the basic theory that we're running with is like that there's some kind of memory leak that's happening. So our strategy is to like set a timer. So once that timer goes off, we're going to close the game, wait a little bit, just talk, shoot the shit, and then relaunch the game to go and carry on for the whole length of the stream.
What was it? What exactly crashed? Is it
Discord itself? It just basically.
Discord itself crashed.
Discord itself crashed.
No. What happened? Did you get an error message or what?
It apparently it just stopped working because everyone when the caller tried to tried to call me via direct call because stuck full screen, so I couldn't see. My avatar had stopped working because it lost connection, and when I tried to tab out to see what was wrong, the thing was just completely frozen and not responsive.
Yeah, that wasn't the game.
So
Vampire the Masquerade does not support like non-full screen. So if you probably noticed when you're trying to go live on like if you try to screen share on Discord for Vampire the Masquerade, it doesn't show up unless you're actively tabbed in.
Yeah, and that was one of the things I had tried to do was to have it up in Discord, so folks in the call could
do that. That's what crashed it.
So basically,
if you were Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines really doesn't like you trying to screen share. Remember that time it was screen sharing a week or so back? A couple weeks or so back? Yeah, that when it was screen sharing then, it was actually having to do a bit of a workaround to even get the screen share to work at all. And Discord does not like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines when you try to screen share it.
I see.
That would be what probably crashed Discord, because of the way Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines works, because it's running on an old version, like, not just the source engine, but because it's running on an old, like, method, because it's designed for, like, Windows XP.
I see.
Yeah, it really does not like even though the patches, unofficial and official, like, even though the unofficial patch, including the Plus patch, will like make it compatible with modern systems, it still does not like streaming this code.
I see.
That's probably what crashed it, honestly, is trying to screen share, because
Would
does not play ball.
Would trying to screen share just the overall desktop be a workaround, or instead of just the specific game window, or just even if I were to just do the screen share my desktop
Okay, so the thing is with Bloodlines is, you know how sometimes a program that isn't optimized by 1980 by 1080 and is in full screen mode will, if you got dual monitors, like the programs from the other monitor will clip in to the, like, will clip weirdly. They'll try, like, both monitors' resolutions will try to change even though it shouldn't be happening. Vampire the Masquerade forces that. Even if you're in, like, even if you change the monitor resolution to a modern widescreen resolution, the game will still try to force it to, like, 800 by 600 or something like that.
So screen sharing in any way, shape, or form is probably the culprit there.
Yeah, pretty much. It does not like you try to screen share anything, and like you've got, say, anything in windowed mode. Say Discord is not on full screen on a second monitor, it will not like it. It will try to force it to the lower resolution and stick on both monitors.
That is indeed, yeah, that is most unfortunate, I guess. That is one game that's going to have to deal with stream delay then.
That's one of the problems. Well, I mean, to be fair, Bloodlines does not like widescreen.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't originally support widescreen, that's the thing, because it was made for widescreen, it was like made for widescreen monitors weren't really, well, widespread. But yeah, your main issue with Bloodlines there is it isn't gonna be, it isn't inherently designed to support widescreen, so even with widescreen support added in the patch, it doesn't actually truly adjust to widescreen setting. So there is a bit of jank there. It's not just like your standard stream scuff. It is it's the fact the game is old, and
it's the age of the game.
Yeah. To be fair, Trophy Gameworks, the ones who made the game, they literally went under the day the game came out.
Ow.
Yeah, around like a week or so after the game came out, because the thing is, you gotta remember, this game came out the same day as Half-Life 2. Even though it was finished before the thing is, even though it runs on the Source Engine, and while it is technically the first Source Engine game to ever be completed, part of their non-compete contract for using the Source Engine, part of the contract that they signed with Valve, meant they couldn't have the game come out before Half-Life 2 did. Because of a non-compete clause they signed, it meant they couldn't have the game come out before Valve's own game. Unfortunately, the company was already in pretty dire straits, and ended up going under like a couple of weeks later.
That is awful to hear.
Yeah, unfortunately, another issue is, even though Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is an excellent game, it's something of a diamond in the rough, because its release was overshadowed so badly by Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, most of the character models, as you probably noticed, look like Play-Doh.
Yeah, I noticed when from when I got a first good look at my base Malkavian.
Yeah, there's only like 3 characters in the game that aren't ugly as sin, and that's the Vorman twins and whatever the hell her name is. That's she's not Venture. What's the other one? What's the clan?
Tremere, maybe?
Not the Tremere. No, not Tremere. The other clan.
Yep.
The one that's supposed to be good looking.
Can't remember. I'm still working on learning the world of darkness.
Hold on. Raid. Raid. Corridor.
Ah.
You probably saw her in the intro as like as one of the like one. Yeah, you did see her in the intro actually. In the like execution cutscene thingy.
Yeah, just haven't had a chance to interact yet.
Yeah, you see her in like the 3rd area of the game. Yeah, you'll see her in the 3rd hub area of the game.
Let's see how far I can get in there, because yeah, considering all things have been going on, I have a bit of a World of Darkness itch that needs to be scratched, and Bloodlines is probably one of the best options I currently have available. Yeah, while you look that up, I'm gonna finish wrapping up stream because we got a little bit sidetracked there. So, thanks.
Here we go. Her name's Velvet Velour.
Ah.
Yeah, she's one of the only characters in the game that isn't ugly as hell. The other one is the other one's a Therese and Chet Gorman.
Yeah, maybe I should also look into seeing if I can get a few more mods to try and add some nicer models, at least for the player character.
Yeah, there's only like one, unfortunately. There aren't really very many mods for that. But my favorite Bloodlines character was ugly.
I see. Oh well. At least it could be uglier. Could have ended up landing on a Nosferatu.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah. It's most of the modeling looks pretty ugly. Like even Nosferatu you expect most of the models look pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, granted, it does feel like from what I've seen, Bloodlines is a nice little kind of sort of primer for World of Darkness without it, especially if you can't get into the tabletop proper. But
more of a case of it. It's really more of a case of if you know the tabletop, it really like you can put it. There's a lot of jokes that only people who actually know the tabletop would get. Like there's a lot of inside jokes and a lot of references that only people who play the tabletop would understand. So it's like it's both good primer, but it's also very much something designed for people with the tabletop to enjoy.
Yeah. So, in a bit of both worlds then.
Yeah, you can use it as a primer, but it also works something like something those who have played the tabletop can point to and say, okay, that is pretty cool. Because again, this is not just made by a third-party developer. White Wolf themselves had a hand in making this. So White Wolf had themselves had a hand in writing the actual story for this one. So it's like direct involvement from White Wolf. So it's very much a good way, but yeah, okay, it's a good primer for getting into Band of Most Masquerade or the World of Darkness setting in general, because you don't just have the usual vampires in that. You got a couple other things. Yeah, mainly it's vampires. Obviously, because it is Vampire the Masquerade is the main thing, but you do get references to other things.
Yep, I mean, that's one of the strengths of the classic World of Darkness is, even if you're playing like a Vampire the Masquerade game, the other books are still good for bestiaries that you can use to pepper stuff into your game.
Yeah.
And I can just say that I have grown quite fond of the world and the system.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. And I can blame Orsk for this one, because he basically made me sit down to watch Hunter the Parenting, and I ended up getting hooked on World of Darkness thanks to Big D.
Yeah, you can do it, yeah.
Which I would definitely recommend folks check out, because it is what we have so far is really good, really fun, and I gotta say it's really well written with some of the stuff that they throw in there. I'm not gonna spoil anything because part of the mystery is part of the fun. But yeah, if anyone here has seen or been entertained by if the Emperor had a text-to-speech device, this is from the same people who made that. But oh gosh, dang it! It's so easy to get sidetracked.
Call it here.
Yeah. So, thanks.
Yeah, you got us kind of sidetracked on that one, eh?
Yeah.
You ain't taking the blame for that one. That you kind of got us sidetracked there.
Yeah, I mean that is something that can sometimes happen with these things. Where I'm trying to wrap up the stream, and then a little something comes up, and then we just go on a long diatribe and just. Oh wait, we were trying to finish things, weren't we? Oopsie.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it would have given you the advice it was giving, regardless of whether you've still been live or not. The bit about like the technical advice, that it would have been giving that technical advice stuff that would have been saying like straight on those stream.
It was very much appreciated, and I'll definitely keep that in mind for hopefully tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then whenever I next end up streaming Bloodlines. But for now, thanks again, Stormy. It's always a pleasure. Thanks again to Neil Spur for the follow, and thanks to everyone who came by to watch. I hope you all had a good time, and until the next one, take care now. Bye bye.